Hello, everybody, and thank you for stopping by. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I do all of this because I want to hopefully be able to help others because we are going through some really tough times and things are going to get even worse than what they are now. And I'm hoping that some of the things I say or some of the recipes I give you might help someone out there in a really bad situation. And this is why I do it. I worry and I'm concerned for other people. I worry about what the future holds for a lot of people. And so I'm hoping that something I put out there, because I put a lot of things out, and maybe something will be helpful. So that's why I ask you to subscribe, because you may know how to do what I'm going to do here, but there'll be a video and you'll be like, oh, I didn't know that. Didn't know you could do that. Well, today I'm going to show you how to make a bread without an oven. I've known several people who actually didn't have an oven and did not have the money to fix theirs. And so this is a good bread to make. My father taught me how to do this when I was a young girl. I don't know the name of it. He called it hobo bread. And so that's what I've called it. But to me, it's just like a huge biscuit. And it tastes like a biscuit. It is a biscuit. It is biscuit dough that you use to make this with. And so, to me it's a biscuit, but it's a convenient way to make it. No rolling out, no cutting, and no need for an oven at all. And it has a delicious crispy crust, and because you cook it in lots of bacon grease or lard, whichever you may have. And so it turns out nice and crispy and fluffy in the center like a biscuit does. And it's just got a wonderful taste. And so let's get started on how you actually make the dough to make this wonderful bread. And I start out with a bowl with 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/3 cup of lard. And did I say 2 teaspoons of baking powder? Okay. And I have a cup of milk. Right here I'm blending this lard that I put in here, the 1/3 cup of lard, with a fork. Now, you could use Crisco if that's all you had. And I'm going to blend this in really good. And then I'm going to add 3/4 cup of milk to start off with. Flours vary in moisture, depending on your climate, the humidity, or the dry heat. So I start off with 3/4 of a cup. I leave a 1/4 cup in there. And then I mix it around and blend it. And when I see and I look at it, I can tell whether it's sticky enough, because it's a sticky dough. And so I'm going to add the other 1/4 cup because I know it's not enough milk to it. And when I got it all blended in there, I'm going to pour it in the cast iron skillet that I have. This is an egg cast iron skillet. And I have about 6 tablespoons of bacon grease because I save my bacon grease. I make gravy from it. And I'm going to put that dough in there, and I'm just going to press down on it. Now, it's not going to stick to the sides. I don't necessarily want it to, but I'm going to press it out so that it goes pretty close to the side of the skillet. Now, if you don't have an egg skillet, I guess you could do it in a bigger one, but I think it would come out pretty thin. And I don't know, I kind of like the thickness of this, so I've never really done it in a big skillet, but you could try it. I mean, it'll rise. It just won't rise as high because, the bigger the skillet, the thinner the biscuit. And I just love all that fluffy center that you get from this. So it might be worth it for you to invest in it if you don't have an egg skillet. It might be worth it to invest it. I make my artesian bread in this also. Now, I put a lid on it because you need a lid. Because you want to keep that heat and steam in there so that it cooks that bread on the bottom, the center, and even towards the top, because it'll help dry out that top of this bread too. You see, It's not as sticky anymore. This makes it easy for you to flip it. Flip it on a plate and slide it right back into that skillet and cook it for about, I don't know, 15 more minutes or so to get it kind of a little bit brown. The bottom doesn't have to be as brown as the top. Now, once you're done, you can either cut it in slices, open it up like I said, put butter, jelly on it. I like to crumble it up on the plate because I'm going to smother it in gravy. And but you could cut it open and do the same thing if you want. Now, like I was going to say, I have 2 potato pancakes to the side on the plate that I used. Remember the video where I took some old wrinkly potatoes that were really soft, had lots of eyes to them. I didn't throw them away. I wanted to use them, so I boiled them in water, mashed them up, and froze them while I unthawed them and made some potato patties and 2 fried eggs. Delicious, wonderful breakfast. God bless.